Fusu, listen to me. As long as you give the command, Meng Tia will lead 300,000 troops straight to Xianyang. Your Majesty. I did not. You hold the yellow jade. Quickly respond to me. They will storm Xianyang Palace, forcing the first emperor to pass the throne to you. Would he dare to refuse? A few days ago, Fusu, due to the book burning, had a fierce argument with the first emperor and was imprisoned in a heavenly prison to reflect. Today, I had originally intended to see if Fusu had repented, but instead witnessed such a shocking scene. As a son, how could you murder your father? I bear you no ill will. Furthermore, as a subject, how could you murder your sovereign? You've read so many books, you've become foolish. This is neither rebellion nor usurpation. You are saving Great Qin from dire straits. This audacious scoundrel. He actually claims this emperor's people live in dire straits. I know everyone is cursing the imperial father now. But what do they truly understand? Any so-called eternal emperor must step aside before Ying Zheng. He is unprecedented, unmatched, and incomparable. Do not be deceived by those corrupt Confucian ideas. Ha ha ha, unprecedented and no successor. Excellent, excellent. Wait a moment, he just called this emperor Ying Zheng. Audacious rebel. How dare he directly address this emperor by his given name? From ancient times to the present, the first emperor is the only one to have unified all under heaven. To make some erroneous judgments is also unavoidable. But in my opinion, if heaven had not given birth to Ying Zheng, Huaxia would be an eternal night. Hey, listen to this. Listen to what he said. If heaven had not given birth to me, Ying Zheng, Huaxia would be an eternal night. This man understands this emperor. Sir, since you admire my imperial father so much, why do you still teach me to commit such an act of rebellion? Ying Zheng is going to die. The next time he goes on an Eastern tour, he will die on the road. Your Majesty, this emperor is going to die, and die on an Eastern tour. How is this possible? This man is an alarmist, attempting to incite young Master Fusu to rebel. Please allow me to go and slay this scoundrel. Stop. Return to this emperor. Your Majesty, if you let this fellow continue speaking, my entire clan will perish. Is your father's temper getting worse and worse these days? Becoming more irritable, wanting to kill people at the slightest provocation? Does he have trouble sleeping at night? Insomnia and many dreams. Dark, heavy eye circles, bluish tint under his eyes, bloodshot eyes. Frequent headaches, aching as if someone is gouging out his eye sockets with a knife. Generally, he spends every day in extreme pain. How do you know? That is the manifestation of poisoning. He is already critically ill. What a pity. This eternal emperor is actually ruined by his pursuit of immortality. Those elixirs are poisonous. After you get out, find one elixir, grind it into powder, and feed it to a small animal, such as sparrows or poultry. These animals are small, so the effects are quick. You'll know if they die. Damn it, this emperor pursues immortality. Yet they use these to plot against this emperor. Sir, you said that after imperial father dies, he will pass the throne to Huhai. Why is this? Pass the throne to Huhai. Although Fusu is disappointing, he is still the most suitable heir to the throne. How could it be passed to Huhai? No, not passing the throne to Huhai. To be precise, it should be Li Si and Zhao Gao altering the imperial edict to pass the throne to Huhai. Don't be surprised by the usurpation, because Huhai is their only choice. What is the most crucial thing? The most crucial thing is, you are simply too disappointing. Your stubbornness should not be used to argue with the first emperor. The position of crown prince should have been yours long ago. How could it be their turn to exploit loopholes? Damn good, damn good. This rebellious son spends all day arguing with his emperor for those Confucian scholars, constantly offering remonstrance, even if it means death. He is practically going to infuriate this emperor to death. But sir, Fusu still does not understand. Why do Li Si and Zhao Gao want to support Huhai to ascend the throne? Use your brain. You really have read so many books, you've become foolish. Ha ha, Fusu. Why do you think Li Si and Zhao Gao support Huhai? Your subject does not know. Is it truly that you don't know, or that you dare not speak? Because Huhai went on the Eastern tour with him. Is this the damn key to the problem? You. You're going to infuriate me to death. You are simply a blockhead. It's a matter of common sense. What ideology does Li Si believe in? Governing the country by law. And you, naturally, you govern the country with benevolence. Damn it, I'm infuriated to death. Your Majesty is infuriated to death. I'm damn going to open his head and see what's inside. He is a legalist. You are a Confucian. If you ascend the throne, can his position still be maintained? Oh, naturally not. You will certainly abolish those cruel and unjust laws and implement benevolence. Infuriating your Majesty to death. Infuriating me to death. Benevolence. My foot. I want to beat him to death. What utter nonsense is this benevolence? The moment you release the nobles of the 6 states, they will immediately declare independence and restore their nations, and rebel against your great Qin. Hu Hai can still cause trouble for 2 years, but you, in 1 year, will make great Qin fall into a state of eternal damnation. Ha ha ha, that's absolutely right. This rebellious son should be properly taught a lesson. Was Great Qin's territory obtained through benevolence? Was it not by Great Qin's iron cavalry, conquered bit by bit? Think about who Hu Hai's teacher is. Oh, Zhao Gao, the prefect of the palace carriages. That's right, before the first emperor, Zhao Gao. He's a humble, pathetic worm, but within him dwells a sinister and venomous snake. As long as he is given a chance, he will climb step by step to the highest position. Zhao Gao didn't expect he would have such ambition. Sir, does Zhao Gao possess such ability? Hu Hai is just like Zhao Gao. All that obedient, cute, sensible, well-behaved is merely a facade. They are both extremely selfish and sinister individuals. What do you think Hu Hai will do after he ascends the throne? To deal with you, his blood relatives. Hu Hai is still very young. Moreover, he's still very young. I tell you, he will kill you one by one, dismember you by 5 horses, skin you alive, bury you alive, stopping at nothing. No. Impossible. Hu Hai would not do that. If you don't believe me, you can go investigate. Hu Hai is naturally pathologically cruel. He enjoys torture and killing. As long as you are willing to investigate, you will certainly find out. No, it's not like that. Zhao Gao once swore an oath in his heart. His entire life, he wants to climb step by step to the highest position. He wants to be below 1 person and above 10,000 people. That Zhao Gao. You can ask him, see his reaction. Anyway, I've said all I can say. The fate of Great Qin is in your hands. One word, will you do it or not? It must be this way. To be the highest, above 10,000 people. I want to be the highest, to be the highest, above 10,000 people. Having said that, Ying Zheng suddenly turned his head to look at Zhao Gao. Zhao Gao was utterly shocked at this moment. His narrow eyes widened completely, stunned. Why would he suddenly say those words? This sentence had been shouted over and over again in Zhao Gao's heart. He didn't understand why Ying Zheng knew, and said it in front of him. It seems what that sir said is not false. Your Majesty, Li Si has already sent people to suppress them, but there are still some who do not fear death. Moreover, Your Majesty's act of burning books and burying scholars alive. All who dare to hide books shall be killed. You may withdraw first. Your Majesty, it is time for you to take your elixir. Upon hearing the words elixir, the anger in Ying Zheng's heart surged upwards. This emperor ordered you to withdraw. Did you not hear? I will say it again. Withdraw. Your Majesty, calm your anger. Wait. Bring this emperor the immortal elixir before you leave. Zhao Gao was startled upon hearing this. He hastily stepped forward, holding the refined immortal elixir with both hands, and presented it to Ying Zheng. Withdraw. You saw Zhao Gao's behavior just now. Your subject saw it. HMPH. I never thought that the person who has always been by this emperor's side would actually want to plot against this emperor and even usurp the throne. He utterly deserves death. Your Majesty, merely relying on that man's one-sided words cannot be fully trusted. Everything still needs to be thoroughly investigated. Take the immortal elixir. According to that man's words, test if it is poisonous. Yes, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, your subject, I see Your Majesty's mood seems not very good. Is it because young Master Fusu said something to Your Majesty? Li Si looked at Zhao Gao's gloomy and narrow eyes. A wave of disgust rose in his heart. Young Master Fusu, he He should be in the heavenly prison. Fusu, argue with your majesty again, causing your majesty to be unhappy. I must go call young master Huhai over to cheer your majesty up, so that your majesty will have a comparison in mind. Sima, a squad of black armored guards shall monitor Huhai day and night for this emperor. Every single move of Huhai, report it to this emperor in detail. Even his visits to the privy must be recorded for this emperor. Could it be that all of my bloodline will actually be killed by this wretch? Is what that man said truly real, imperial father? Wretch, kneel before this emperor. Imperial father, your son knows you have been wary these past few days, and specially had someone prepare your favorite dishes. Rebellious son, this emperor ordered you to kneel. You actually dare to defy this emperor's decree. Guards, drag him away and give him 30 strokes of the rod. Huhai's face instantly turned ashen with fright. He could not comprehend why his imperial father, who usually doted on him the most, was now treating him in such a manner. Your Majesty, Prince Huhai is deeply concerned for your Majesty. Silence this minister. Drag this eunuch away as well. Give him 30 strokes of the rod. Imperial father, no. Imperial father, your son was wrong. Huhai knows his mistake. Imperial father, Master, why is Imperial Father behaving this way today? In the past, Imperial Father doted on me the most. I do not know either, but His Majesty's temper has grown increasingly volatile of late, and his health is deteriorating. He should recover somewhat in a few days. Hey, ha ha ha! It seems you have instructed those alchemists to increase the dosage. In the imperial court, numerous ministers still oppose Ying Zheng's burning of books and burying of scholars. After court adjourned, Ying Zheng's temper was exceedingly volatile. Your Majesty, yesterday, as per your command, your servant had the pills crushed and fed to ants, sparrows, and poultry. The ants perished within moments of consumption. The sparrows died an hour later, and the poultry 3 hours later. Upon dissecting their internal organs, their organs were blackened, a clear sign of poisoning. Scoundrels! They actually dare to conspire against this emperor. They deserve death, every single one. This emperor bestowed countless rewards upon them. Gold, silver, and jewels were never in short supply. Yet they use such poisonous pills to harm this emperor. Your Majesty, quell your wrath. Your dragon body is of utmost importance. My esteemed minister, Meng Yi, you must aid this emperor in searching far and wide for renowned physicians to find a cure for this poison. Otherwise, this emperor's demise is imminent. Your Majesty, your servant shall spare no effort in seeking out the most renowned physicians across the land to cure your Majesty of this poison. Who is that person in the prison cell? This man is named Jia Ren. His ancestral home is Handan. He arrived in Xianyang 2 weeks prior. He had repeatedly sought entry into noble household, offering himself as a guest minister, yet was denied entry due to his shallow talent and limited learning. Incensed by shame and anger, he then caused a great disturbance at the Grand Master's banquet, and was subsequently imprisoned in the heavenly dungeon. Humph, shallow talent and limited learning. Truly laughable. They are blind fools. They almost caused this emperor to lose this great talent. Let us go. Follow this emperor to the heavenly dungeon once more. Is my prison cell prepared? Who dares arrange a prison cell for you? Reporting to your Majesty, your servant has already ordered Prince Fusu's adjacent prison cell clean. Fusu, once you are released, you must treat me to a grand feast. I shall certainly treat you well, sir. I wish to eat beef. Beef is strictly forbidden by decree. It cannot be consumed. I wish to eat pork. Pork is known for its strong odor. How could we allow sir to partake of it? I care not. I simply wish to eat meat. Are there pleasure houses or entertainment districts? You must arrange for the happiness of my little brother. I am, after all, your strategist. Sir, we are men of letters. How can we be so unrestrained and dissolute? It would be detrimental to public morals. I am not a man of letters. If I do not frequent pleasure houses, bestowing upon me a few yuan would not be excessive, would it? With sir's talent and erudition, you could be matched with the daughters of dukes, ministers, or marquises. It matters not. I simply desire yuan. The more beautiful, the better. To possess desires is a good thing. The more desires one possesses, the easier they are to control. Sir, Fusu still cannot comprehend why my reign on the imperial throne did not endure as long as Suhai's. Fusu, what purpose does your head serve? Your Majesty, your servant believes Sir's words to be profoundly true. The common folk perceive your Majesty as a tyrant. That is a one-sided assertion, made without deep contemplation. Your Majesty, you are truly the most enlightened ruler in all of history. But benevolent governance? Haha. Do you truly believe this emperor cares for such matters? If there are matters to report, present them. Otherwise, court is adjourned. A minister has a matter to report. The Yellow River has breached its dikes. The Beyonju region is severely afflicted. The common folk are displaced. There are already numerous displaced persons. We implore your Majesty to issue an order for disaster relief. For this matter, granaries should be opened and grain distributed immediately to provide succor to the disaster-stricken populace. Feng Ya, this matter shall be your responsibility. As you command, your servant earnestly implores your Majesty to cease the burning of books. Should your Majesty persist in this willful course, you will inevitably be affixed to the pillar of historical ignominy and be reviled by all under heaven in future generations. We beg your Majesty to retract your decree and cease the burning of books. The burning of books is an egregious act. It is, moreover, an act that severs the very inheritance of civilization. If no books are passed down through the ages, the common folk will remain ignorant. All under heaven will regress to an era of savagery, akin to drinking blood and eating raw flesh. The chief culprit would be your Majesty. Your Majesty, this is indeed the conduct of a tyrant. Your Majesty surely does not wish for historians to record this and allow your ill repute to spread throughout eternity, do you? Ha 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 ha. You claim this emperor is a tyrant. You just now declared this emperor to be a tyrant. Your Majesty, you annihilated the 6 states. Your hands are stained with the blood of millions of lives. What else is that but a tyrant? You employed hundreds of thousands of common folk to construct the Great Wall, built the mausoleum of Qin, built the Apeng Palace. What else is this but the act of a tyrant? If your Majesty still possesses self-awareness, you ought to implement the benevolent practices of Confucianism and govern the nation with virtue. You advocate governing the nation with benevolence. Are you to use benevolence to win the hearts of the people of the 6 states who harbor hatred for Great Qin? You merely engage in armchair strategizing. You utterly fail to comprehend the true state of Great Qin. Is that not because you, Li Si, are a follower of legalism and, moreover, a traitor to Confucianism? Therefore, you advocate governing the nation by law to satisfy your own selfish desires and bring calamity upon the common folk of the realm. Silence. You insult my master. You deserve death. Does Prime Minister Li intend to inflict private punishment upon this official? A host of Confucian scholars glared at Li Si, seeming poised to engage Li Si in battle at any moment. HMPH. You claim this emperor is a tyrant. He's an unenlightened ruler. And are you forcing the transgressions of the 6 states upon this emperor? Your Majesty, it is not that we impose the transgressions of the 6 states upon your Majesty, but rather, your Majesty's campaigns against the 6 states resulted in nearly 10 million casualties, displaced common folk, and a depleted national strength. The national treasury is empty, and you further embark on grand construction projects, draining the people's resources. All of these are indeed your Majesty's misdeeds. This is the prevailing phenomenon within the Great Qin Imperial Court. Officials are permitted to vehemently denounce Ying Zheng, and Ying Zheng would never slay them out of anger. Ying Zheng is also, historically, the sole emperor who never executed meritorious officials. You claim this emperor campaigned against the 6 states, resulting in nearly 10 million casualties. Then this emperor asks you this. Before this emperor unified the 6 states, for how many years did the 7 states wage war? How many lives were lost? Zhang Yue paused, startled by these words. For a moment, he knew not how to respond. Then this emperor tells you, you claim this emperor campaigned against the 6 states, resulting in nearly 10 million casualties. Then this emperor asks you this. Before this emperor unified the 6 states, for how many years did the 7 states wage war? How many lives were lost? Zhang Yue paused, startled by these words. For a moment, he knew not how to respond. Then this emperor shall tell you, the wars between the 7 states have already raged for 250 years. This emperor asks you, how many soldiers perished during these 250 years? How many common folk perished? How many common folk were displaced from their homes? Zhang Yue fell silent. All the esteemed officials in the court also fell silent. Then this emperor shall ask you again, you claim King Wu of Zhou was a benevolent and saintly monarch. Then when he annihilated Shang, did he leave behind any nobles or royal descendants of the Qin Dynasty? Zhang Yue opened his mouth, unable to respond. That is because the Qin Dynasty was without virtue. So what? He slew all the old, the weak, women, and children. Not a single soul remained. Chinese Yue trembled, shaken by the emperor's might, daring not to respond. And this emperor, when this emperor annihilated the 6 states, did this emperor slaughter the common folk or any nobles or royal descendants of any of those states? All fell silent. For they knew, the nobles of the 6 states now reside within Xianyang city. The nobles of the 6 states, 120,000 households now reside in Xianyang, and their lives remain prosperous. Has any other monarch, from ancient times to the present, ever acted in such a manner? Chinese Yue lowered his head. The other Confucian scholars exchanged glances, and could offer no words of rebuttal. Then this emperor shall ask you again, why did King Wu of Zhou not abolish the system of slavery, still employing live human sacrifice for burial, burying living people alive within tombs? Hundreds, even thousands, at a time. If he were a benevolent monarch, why did he commit such heinous acts? And this emperor is a tyrant. Ying Zheng could not help but exclaim in admiration. This emperor did not. This emperor commanded the creation of the terracotta army, rather than employing live human sacrifice. Is the abolition of slavery not a merit that will endure for 1,000 autumns? Does it not rescue the common folk from their plight? Even so, this emperor cannot be deemed an enlightened monarch, still a tyrant. Chinese Yue stumbled backward repeatedly, knowing not how to respond. You incessantly claim to advocate for the adoption of the Zhou system for Qin. The rights of Zhou are utterly laughable. If the Zhou system were truly effective, why did the Zhou dynasty perish? What this emperor desires is not a reign of 800 years, but that this emperor be the first emperor, followed by the second, the third, and so on, under 10,000 generations, passed down without end. The voice was resonant as a dragon's roar, reverberating throughout the imperial court, falling up on the ears of all present, buzzing, deafening. Your Majesty is a sagely monarch for 10,000 generations. None can compare. Great Qin is destined to endure for 10,000 times, 10,000 generations, forever immortal. Your Majesty is truly an eternal sagely monarch. None can compare. Great Qin will surely endure for countless generations, eternally imperishable. Scribe, may all that this emperor has spoken today be recorded. All is recorded here. Let future generations witness whether this emperor is an enlightened monarch, or an unenlightened one, or indeed, a tyrant. Court is adjourned. His Majesty the First Emperor is certainly quick to adapt and apply. Your Majesty, Prime Minister Meng Yi requests an audience. Guo Gong has already requested an audience with Hu Hai. It was arranged by Zhao Gao. He admonished Hu Hai not to estrange himself from Ying Zheng merely because he had been beaten, but to find a way to curry favor with Ying Zheng. Zhao Gao immediately summoned both into the hall. Who permitted you to enter? Your Majesty, this one is a scoundrel. I only summoned Meng Yi to enter. Who permitted you to summon Hu Hai? Something is amiss. Gravely so. What has befallen these two? Imperial Father, your son was concerned for you and specifically came to visit. Have you come to see if this emperor has perished? Never before had Hu Hai witnessed Ying Zheng gaze upon him with such a ferocious glare, and he was instantly terrified into soiling himself. A pungent stench of urine permeated the great hall. You scoundrel! This emperor entrusted Hu Hai to your care, and this is how you cultivate him for this emperor. This emperor's voice merely grew a little louder, and he soils himself. How can such a one be fit for great tasks? Your Majesty, pray calm your wrath. Prince Hu Hai, startled into incontinence, was not incontinent due to fear. This emperor's eldest son opposes this emperor daily, and the other imperial princes are one by one unfit for great tasks. Now, even Hu Hai alas. All of you, begone from this emperor's sight. Immediately, Zhao Gao rose, pulling up the pale-faced, unsteady Hu Hai, and departed the great hall. Rise, look at Hu Hai's condition. Were it any other, they would have long since established a family in Korea, yet he remains as a mere child. Zhao Gao has utterly ruined him. Meng Yi's face was etched with distress, unsure how to respond. If Hu Hai were truly to ascend the throne, then the great Qin would not be far from ruin. Your Majesty, these are merely the master's conjectures, and we are now aware of them. Your Majesty no longer consumes the elixirs. Thus, none of what was foretold for the future shall come to pass. What ought not to happen shall inevitably come to pass. Your Majesty, your subject has found traces of Xie Wuqi's disciple, and believes his disciple will surely be able to resolve your ailment. Xie Wuqi, once that disciple of Xie Wuqi is found, first bring him to this emperor, so I may inquire about certain matters. Come, follow this emperor to the heavenly prison. Here we go again. Master, why does Imperial Father dislike me so? Is it that I have erred in some way, causing Imperial Father's displeasure? Ha ha ha, Prince, it is not that His Majesty dislikes you, but rather that he cherishes you too greatly. Then why these past few days? Imperial father has loudly reprimanded me each time he sees me, and gazed upon me with such ferocity, as if he wished to slay me. That is because deep love begets strict discipline. Reflect on what His Majesty spoke of in the hall just now. Hu Hai stared blankly at Zhao Gao, his eyes filled with clear, nori foolishness. His Majesty said, Prince Fusu merely opposes him daily. The other imperial princes are one by one unfit for great tasks. And even you, Prince Hu Ha. What did Imperial Father mean by that? His Majesty hopes you will be a capable talent and pass the imperial throne to you. I believe His Majesty's demeanor towards you these past times was likely a test for you. Hu Hai's eyes immediately lit up. Therefore, congratulations, but you must continue to strive diligently. Recently, resume your practice of horsemanship and archery, and when the time is right, display your prowess before His Majesty. His Majesty will surely be pleased. I shall heed your words, Master. These past few days, His Majesty's health has been worsening. I heard that last night His Majesty suffered an ailment, crying out through the night, and many imperial physicians were summoned to treat him. Could it be that the elixir has taken effect? Prince, such words must not be uttered carelessly. That elixir is a divine immortal medicine. Consuming it grants longevity, and is greatly beneficial to His Majesty's health, bearing no ill effects. Right, I misspoke. Ha ha ha. When Ying Zheng arrived at the entrance of the heavenly prison, he found many people gathered at the entrance, shouting, "What is the situation outside?" It is some of the prince's retainers at the heavenly prison entrance, hoping His Majesty will release Prince Fusu. I shall immediately dispatch men to disperse them. They are all Confucian scholars. Yes, Fusu, what else did you do besides scolding your father? It has been several days. You should have been released long ago. Why is there still no sign of it? What else did you truly do? You didn't openly call your father an unenlightened monarch, did you? Though I did not scold him, it was close enough. Damn, you're incredible. A formidable talent. Prince, pray come out quickly. The great Qin cannot do without you. That unenlightened monarch today insulted the Grand Tutor and the scholars, and even claimed to be a ruler surpassing those of the Central Plains, intending to rewrite history. How can such a thing be permitted to occur? From ancient times until now, there has never been an emperor who proclaimed himself an enlightened monarch, or a sagely ruler. It is Ying Zheng. He intends to alter the ancestral laws. What is that commotion outside? It seems my retainers are calling for me to come out, scolding my imperial father. A pack of shameless curs. Do they even presume to pass judgment? Master seems to truly admire my imperial father. Indeed, Qin Shi Huang. He is one of the individuals I admire most, and also my most favored monarch of all generations. You are far inferior compared to your imperial father. Here, this lad truly understands this emperor. Imperial father's achievements span 10,000 generations. Fusu naturally cannot compare. No. You believe you can perform better than your imperial father, which is why you resist him and contradict him at every turn. Master, why do you utter such words? Do you wish to hear the truth or a falsehood? Falsehoods are pleasant to the ear, while truth is harsh. Naturally, one must speak the truth, though falsehoods are pleasant to the ear. They are akin to blinding oneself, or covering one's ears, causing immense harm. Do you know why I chose to assist you? Pray enlighten me, Master. Though your thoughts are confined by Confucianism, you also possess your merits, namely, your willingness to hear the opinions of others, and your readiness to seek knowledge from those beneath you. Even if my demeanor towards you is poor, or I even insult you, as long as my words are just, you will listen and not take offense. What Master speaks holds profound truth. For Fusu, it is a profound enlightenment. Like parting the clouds to behold the sun, Fusu naturally must heed such words. Since you possess such an understanding, today I shall impart a saying to you, which you must always engrave upon your heart. Master, pray speak. By using bronze as a mirror, one can straighten one's attire. By using history as a mirror, one can discern the rise and fall of dynasties. By using people as a mirror, one can understand one's gains and losses. I hope you will remember your words of today, and heed more good counsel. Low words may be harsh to the ear, yet they are the most useful words, spoken to truly. By using bronze as a mirror, one can straighten one's attire. By using history as a mirror, one can discern the rise and fall of dynasties. By using people as a mirror, one can understand one's gains and losses. Is this emperor not also thus? Quickly, bring bamboo slips and ink. Fusu, you are, in truth, a very proud individual, are you not? Fusu naturally possesses his own pride, but never arrogant or overbearing. Chan Yue, that lot instilled in you certain sagely doctrines. Speaking of the Zhou dynasty's greatness, how blissful the common people were, with doors unlocked at night, and lost items untouched on the road. Thus, you believe that if you were to become emperor, you too could achieve these things. Is that not so? That is Fusu's lifelong dream. Thus, you disdain your imperial father's actions, deeming him a tyrant, merely indulging in slaughter and grandiosity, utterly ignorant of how to govern the nation, and how to allow the common people to live in peace and prosperity, ignorant of the sage's words. Is that not so? So, my son Fusu truly thinks of this emperor in such a manner. Meng Yi was on the verge of tears. He truly wished to rush forth and silence the master. Fusu, oh Fusu. Even if you ascend the imperial throne and release the nobles of the 6 states, you would not be an enlightened monarch, but rather a weak ruler. Master, why do you utter such words? Your Majesty, pray do not permit this man to spout such nonsense any longer. Listen with a calm heart. Do you know what Chan Yue and his ilk have done to you? What they taught me was not inappropriate, much like how Master treats me. Enough, enough, enough. I truly thank you. Do not compare them with me, for I find it repulsive. Chan Yue instilled in you ideas of benevolence and love, encouraging you to be courteous to worthy scholars and humble to commoners, to recruit retainers, and to repeatedly admonish Ying Zheng. Before you went, did you not know Ying Zheng would grow wroth? Before offering your remonstrance, did you not know you would cause Ying Zheng embarrassment, leaving him no way to retreat gracefully? Yet Chan Yue and his ilk told you that scholars ought to be thus: to die for the common people of the world, that to die while remonstrating is glorious, and one's name shall flow through history. Thus, you went. This is pushing your boundaries, turning you into a mere puppet who heeds only their words. They speak to you of the Zhou dynasty's glory, and paint for you a prosperous era. After you ascend the throne, you will follow the ideals they have set, and develop in that direction, and you will, quite literally, become their puppet. And later, within the imperial court, when you hold opposing views to theirs, they will invoke the ancient sages and the master rhetoric to suppress you. Should you still disagree, they will employ the tactic of death remonstrance to threaten you. By then, the imperial court will be filled with their adherents. After their deaths, their names will flow through history, while you will be branded with the reputation of an unenlightened, incompetent ruler, leaving a foul name for 10,000 years. Tell me, what policies could you possibly implement? And how many of these corrupt Confucians are truly talents fit for governing a nation? In the end, you will merely remain within the imperial court, heeding whatever they utter. What achievements could you possibly attain? No, that is incorrect. It is not so. It is not so. Yet what he spoke could not be refuted. It was utterly irrefutable. Detestable, truly detestable. This group of corrupt Confucians actually harbored such intentions. They utterly deserved death. This emperor had not even perceived this master. He is indeed a man of great talent. Your Majesty, Prince Fusu would surely not be like this. Meng Yi, you need not protect Fusu. Do you not understand in your heart whether that master speaks true? Listen well. The master is scolding Fusu into awakening. After a long silence, Fusu slowly recovered his senses. After his recent inner struggle and the fierce internal battle, he appeared somewhat weary. May I ask, Master, what should Fusu do to avoid being controlled and break free from their ideological shackles? You are not yet beyond salvation. Many are imprisoned by confusion throughout their entire lives, unable to break free. Fusu begs the master for guidance. For the common people, Confucian thought is an enlightening ideology. If everyone were to read the books of sages, the world would be far more peaceful. If this could be achieved, would not everyone become a sage? With propriety, righteousness, integrity, and shame, one could achieve a state where doors are not locked at night and lost items are not picked up from the road. A world of great unity. Firstly, bamboo slips and silk scrolls are too cumbersome, inconvenient to carry, and inconvenient to store. They are unsuitable for widespread promotion. Secondly, even if everyone in the world read books and understood propriety, righteousness, integrity, and shame, it would not necessarily achieve a state where doors are not locked at night or lost items are not picked up from the road. For the human heart is selfish, possessing both good and evil. Ask him, Is there a more concise and convenient method to store written words? Then how does one avoid being bound by the ideologies of various schools? The answer lies in a single word. For instance, Duxi of Qin skillfully employed Shongyong's reforms. Your father utilized Li Si's methods to control Great Qin. Or, as you yourself consider, using Confucian thought to allow the common people to live in peace and work contentedly. You may employ anyone's ideology. However, you must make these ideologies tools in your hand, not shackles that restrict you. The 100 schools of thought should all serve you. Serve Great Qin. They're merely tools to aid you in governing the nation, nothing more. This, precisely as this emperor conceived. It is also this emperor's very thought. The 100 schools of thought shall all be used by this emperor. Those who are useful shall be kept. Those who are useless discarded. This is the way of an emperor. An imperial tutor. This is truly an imperial tutor. This man ought to be Fusu's teacher. Great Qin shall never perish. Many thanks for your instruction, Master. Fusu will certainly ponder this deeply and grasp the underlying principles. You need not worry about Chang Yue and that group of corrupt Confucians. With me here, they will not be able to stir up any trouble. If this group remains stubbornly deluded, unwilling to be a sharp blade in the prince's hand. Master, your righteousness is profound. However, you are from Handan and bear the surname Zhao. I presume you are a man of Zhao. Why are you so willing to aid Great Qin? Is there a reason for this? Great Qin is the first unified dynasty. Its significance transcends your imagination. It allowed the Huaxia people to unite from then on, with a common script and common gauge for castes, making Huaxia one family. Alas for Great Qin, alas for Zulong. There are too many regrets. Regrets for Great Qin, the world is unified. My imperial father established magnificent achievements and fulfilled the grand aspirations of our ancestors. What more could there be to regret? There are far too many. Regrets for Great Qin. Are there still regrets? And what are this emperor's regrets? Do you have regrets? Regrets, yes. Failing to halt the world's wars. Failing to let the common people live in peace and work contentedly. Failing to prevent imperial father from burning books. Far too many. Then, Master, do you have any regrets? For instance, that peerless emperor of all ages, who conquered the 6 states and unified the realm, yet was reviled by later generations as a tyrant. Who exhausted his mind and body dedicating his life to Great Qin, yet was an emperor so lonely it was suffocating. Qin Shi Huang. This young man understands this emperor so well. Does he understand this emperor? Has imperial father always been so lonely? It must be so. When I was young, I would still go and accompany imperial father. But as I grew older, conflicts with imperial father also grew, and the time spent with imperial father became less and less. Gradually, in Fusu's mind, that figure gradually became lonely. In the vast Zhengtai palace, Qin Shi Huang, the peerless emperor of all ages, his figure appeared so small. And that general, holding 300,000 elite Qin troops. Yet the great General Meng Tia harbored no shred of rebellious intent. General Meng is loyal and patriotic. He would absolutely never betray Great Qin. This emperor trusts Meng Tia. Why does the master say Meng Tia holds 300,000 troops? Ye had no reaction. Could it be that Meng Tia should have rebelled? It is that empire's first chancellor in history, who, due to a single misguided thought, ultimately led to his entire family's tragic demise, and earned a posthumous bad reputation, Master Li Si. Why speak thus? Li Si's entire family tragically perished. The master must be referring to Li Si. And Zhao Ga tampering with the imperial edict, and ultimately being hurt, leading to their entire family's tragic demise. It is highly likely that the successive kings of Qin, who expended endless effort and blood, building up on the legacy of 6 generations, and with the first emperor's achievements unified the realm. Yet Great Qin perished in its 2nd generation. As these words were spoken, Fusu's face turned ashen, and Ying Zheng in the next chamber immediately stood up, his face filled with shock and rage. Only 14 years. It is because of that elder son of Great Qin, who commanded renowned generals, and also an utterly foolish and pitiful man, Fusu, and that sinister and cunning schemer, Zhao Gao, the gravedigger of the Great Qin Empire, who the Qin Shi Huang, who could not await the elixir of immortality. Great Qin's regrets are far too many. Tell me, who exactly is responsible for all this? Master, why do you utter such pronouncements? Ying Zheng's life will not last much longer. He will surely die on his inspection tour. Zhao Gao and Li Si will surely tamper with the imperial edict. And Hu Hai, who ascends the throne, the first one he will kill, will surely be you, the eldest Prince Fusu. And you, having been steeped in Confucian thought, upon receiving the imperial edict, will surely be filled with grief and indignation, and resolutely take your own life. Meng Tia will surely try to stop you, should you but give the order. He could lead 300,000 troops to Xianyang and save Great Qin from dire peril. Yet you will not only take your own life, but also drag Meng Qie to his death with you. Tell me, why would Great Qin perish? No, impossible. Impossible, Your Majesty. This emperor understands Li Si. He is unlike you and Meng Qie. Li Si's loyalty lies with power. If Zhao Gao tempts him with power, Li Si will surely become hard-headed and then tamper with the imperial edict. If Fusu does not die, there is still a chance to turn the tide. Great Qin would not permit it. Therefore, the best method is to use this emperor's name and bestow death upon Fusu. And your Meng family has always been a staunch supporter of the eldest Prince Fusu. Meng Qie commands 300,000 troops. There is still a chance to turn the tide. But the ideological education Fusu received will surely lead him to resolutely take his own life. Thus, everything the master has spoken these past few days all makes sense now. Why he wishes to change Fusu, to instruct Fusu, and to admonish Fusu. Because everything. If Fusu were but a little stronger, Great Qin would have a completely different trajectory. Meng Yi listened to Ying Zheng's deduction, his heart filled with incomparable shock. Based on Meng Yi's understanding of these individuals, it was basically spot on. Your Majesty, could it be that someone truly can foresee the development of future history? This emperor would naturally not believe others. But if it is the master, this emperor believes without a doubt. The master ought to be my teacher. Listening to the master's discourse was like a sudden enlightenment, astonishing as if facing a celestial being, and I prostrate myself in admiration. Master, do you possess a method of salvation? Have I not already given it to you? Many thanks, Master. If I were the ruler, I would surely make the Master my Chancellor, and bestow upon him a marquisate. This emperor spent his entire life seeking immortality. Yet, in the end, due to his own desires, was deceived by others. Like a street clown. These alchemists all deserve death. This subject is willing to slay them for your Majesty. Do not rush yet. First, dispatch men to keep watch over these alchemists, allowing not a single one to leave. Yes, Your Majesty. Meng Yi, you may return shortly and release Fusu. Yes, Your Majesty. Presumably, Prince Fusu has now understood Your Majesty's painstaking efforts. Your Majesty, shall the Master also be brought out? No, leave the Master here. If Fusu wishes to rescue the Master, stop him without exception. This emperor has other arrangements. Yes, go. Come forth. Simahan, clad in dark black iron armor, knelt on one knee before Ying Zheng and handed him a silk scroll. Speak, Your Majesty. According to this subject's investigation, that Zhao Gao did not instruct Prince Fuhai in his studies, but instead, according to Zhao Gao's understanding of Your Majesty, had him recite chapters Your Majesty favoured, and then presented them to you. At other times, Prince Fuhai indulged in unrestrained revelry and enjoyment. Within the palace, items for amusement were countless. All manner of novelties were available, some of which even this subject did not know the purpose of. From the time Prince Fuhai came of age, he became addicted to women. Nowadays, every 3 days, a woman would be crippled, arranged to be cast outside the city, placed in a box and buried alive. Scoundrel, this silk scroll records everything in meticulous detail. What time Fuhai sleeps, what time he leaves the palace, and the interactions between Zhao Gao and Fuhai. What time does Fuhai sleep? What time does he leave the palace? And the contact between Zhao Gao and Fuhai. What time does he leave the palace? And the contact between Zhao Gao and Fuhai. Every word spoken was recorded in meticulous detail, including Prince Fuhai's debauchery with those women. All was recorded with utmost clarity. Ying Zheng's brow twitched slightly as he read. Your Majesty, calm your anger. You may withdraw. Continue to monitor him. This emperor wishes to know Fuhai's every move. Your subject obeys your decree. Zhao Gao, oh Zhao Gao, you understand this emperor, and this emperor understands you, since you have taken the bait. This emperor shall give you a little more hope. Senior Minister Meng, Father Emperor has forgiven me. He is willing to release me. In the capital, throughout Great Qin, there should only be one person. Who is Senior Minister Meng? Isn't that right? Your Majesty is willing to release you. Prince, this is not the place to speak. Let us quickly return to the manor. Very well, sir, let us go together. Prince, His Majesty only instructed me to bring you out alone. Moreover, within the prison, human hearts are treacherous. Prince, do not be so lenient. This teacher of mine is my master. He has bestowed upon me the grace of instruction. Fusu cannot abandon my teacher. If I cannot bring my teacher out, then Fusu shall not leave either. Prince, Fusu, that you would treat me thus moves this old man deeply. After you leave, ascertain the truth. Clear my name, and then leave. I shall await you here. Rest assured, sir, Fusu swears he will certainly rescue you. If I fail to do so, Fusu shall stake his life. Go, if you have the chance, bring me some meat to eat. Senior Minister Meng, let us go. Senior Minister Meng, I wish to see Father Emperor. Prince, His Majesty said he will not see you. He wishes you to reflect thoroughly at home. If he wishes to see you, he will summon you. But Prince, consider what that sir said. It is not too late to act after the investigation is clear. Even if you were to force your way into the palace now, you would only incur His Majesty's displeasure and achieve the opposite effect. I understand. Are there still retainers in the outer courtyard? Prince, those retainers, before your return, were already expelled by Senior Minister Meng Yi's orders. However, some retainers remain outside the gate. Then let them in. Prince, there are soldiers guarding the gate. No outsiders are permitted entry. Father Emperor intends to place me under house arrest. No, my teacher is still in prison. Only my teacher can save Great Qin from its plight. I absolutely cannot allow any harm to befall my teacher. Late at night, Fusu, accompanied by a servant, quietly approached the wall and climbed over. Before long, Fusu, panting, ran to the imperial prison. Sir, Fusu, why have you come? It must be late at night now, isn't it? Fusu took out a cloth pouch from his bosom and handed it to the sir. The sir took it. He found it was still warm. Opening it, he saw, and was immediately stunned. Beef. Fusu promised his teacher he would send him meat, and he would not break his word. This is beef Fusu had a servant procure. It is still warm. Sir, please have a taste. If you wish to send me meat, any time would suffice. Why did you come so late tonight? And in such a disheveled state? What has happened? Nothing can be hidden from you, sir. I have been placed under house arrest by Father Emperor. After being placed under house arrest, I feared I would be unable to leave. The matter I promised my teacher, Fusu must fulfill. Thus, I climbed over the wall to bring my teacher this beef. You climbed over the wall just to bring me beef? Indeed, I promised my teacher, a gentleman's word is his bond. Fusu, this foolish child, is too honest. Such a person is not suited to be an emperor. Ying Zheng's health is deteriorating day by day, and the struggle in the imperial court grows fiercer by the day. Ying Zheng, to protect you, will surely demote you to the border to supervise the Great Wall Army. Should anything unexpected occur, you can then lead 300,000 troops back to Xianyang. This must be the reason Ying Zheng placed you under house arrest. The day your house arrest is lifted should be the day you are demoted. If you wish to save me, seek out Long Yi. All of this is for my protection. So Father Emperor cares for me so deeply. Meng Yi received Father Emperor's orders to place me under house arrest. What about the inspectorate he appointed for me? He is the Chancellor, and he also oversees the law. No, Li Si has an inherent animosity towards you. Seeking him out would only place me in greater danger. Then what about Feng Kuji? He is also a Chancellor, and his power is sufficient. Feng Kuji originates from the Taoist school. At this critical juncture, Feng Kuji will not act rashly. Then I will seek out Dr. Chen Yue. He will surely help me. Do you still not understand? Ying Zheng's intention is to prevent you from associating with these Confucian scholars again. And you still wish to seek out Chen Yue. Are you trying to make your father emperor even angrier? Or do you wish for me to die sooner? Sir, what should I do then? Please enlighten me, sir. Fusu, you are the eldest prince of Great Qin. Even Ying Zheng must devise ways to protect you. Consider, if it were exposed, a mere nobody like me, how long could I survive? You should seek out the Imperial Secretary of Xianyang City, or any official under the Imperial Secretary's command. You need not seek a high-ranking official. Fusu understands. Fusu will go at once to attend to it. Do not go yourself. It is best not to use your men as servants either. Find an inconspicuous person to handle it. I shall go arrange it now. Fusu, This old man has worried himself sick over you. Within the imperial bedchamber, Ying Zheng continually let out pained roars. The elixir not only affected his mind, but was also addictive. A sudden withdrawal. The sensation was like 10,000 crushing stones. Extremely agonizing. Saimahan, come forth. Your Majesty, when did you? News came from the imperial prison. Today, Fusu had a servant purchase beef. Then, carrying the beef, he climbed over the wall and went to the imperial prison to deliver the beef to the Sir. He still has some conscience. Saimahan, within the imperial prison, recited the conversation between Fusu and the Sir, every word, to Ying Zheng. Ying Zheng took a deep breath. He took out a blade and cut his arm again. Ying Zheng, without hesitation. Now, this was the only way he could alleviate the pain and remain clear-headed, unexpectedly, just by hearing fragments of Fusu's words. He could deduce so much. It was truly astonishing. Continue with your duties. At court, the 100 officials knelt in obeisance. It is said that yesterday, Ying Zheng fainted and cried out in pain in the middle of the night. It is the first emperor's body, already like a candle in the wind. Everyone was pondering. Your Majesty, your subject heard that your Majesty fainted yesterday and is greatly concerned for your Majesty's well-being, and even more so for the future of Great Qin. Currently, your Majesty has not yet established an heir. Your subject humbly requests your Majesty to consider Great Qin and establish an heir. Upon hearing this, everyone's expressions changed drastically. They all looked towards Meng Yi and Ying Zheng. If your Majesty intends to establish an heir, your subject dares to recommend Prince Fusu. From ancient times to the present, the eldest legitimate son has always been established. Prince Fusu, as the eldest legitimate son, conforms to reason and law. Moreover, he is well-versed in classics and beloved by the common people. He is the most suitable candidate for crown prince. If Fusu were to be crown prince, he would implement the system of enfeoffment. Your subject dares to recommend Prince Gao. Prince Gao is benevolent and he empathizes with the common people and possesses the talent to govern the nation. Although he is not the eldest legitimate son, your subject believes that a monarch, in governing the nation, not merely by custom. Anyone who can make the nation prosperous is superior. We absolutely cannot allow Ying Zheng to turn his gaze to other princes. Only Prince Fuhai should be considered. You, who betray your ancestors and masters, cease your nonsensical babbling here. From ancient times, the ancestral rights and laws of decree. It is passed to the legitimate son, not the concubine son. It is passed to the legitimate son, not the concubine son. Only the eldest legitimate son has the right to inherit the ancestral legacy. Prince Fusu becoming crown prince is reasonable, lawful, and proper. No one can dispute it. Prince Fusu possesses great talent. He can govern the nation, command armies, and is a benevolent and virtuous. He will surely bring prosperity and flourishing to Great Qin. Where lost items are not picked up from the road, and doors are not locked at night. Under heaven, all are in harmony. These words are almost identical to what Fusu said. Indeed, these are your thoughts. Just the desire to implement the enfeoffment system makes him unsuitable. The officials in court argued back and forth. The dispute was fierce. Silence. Do you all believe this emperor's days are numbered? This emperor shall live for hundreds, thousands of years. This emperor shall witness Great Qin endure for 10,000 generations. Why must an heir be established? Your Majesty, you stand guard next door. The act of burning books. This is an atrocity. It has utterly destroyed 1,000 years of human heritage. A sign, a grave sign. If you don't wish to be beaten, then stop shouting. This tyrant is so ruthless. Is there truly no one who can stop him? He is the emperor. The entire realm belongs to him. Who can stop him? Were you also imprisoned for the burning of books? No. Yesterday, I heard that His Majesty the First Emperor is probably time for a new emperor to take the throne. Upon hearing this, the Sir immediately perked up. He tore off a piece of beef from his pouch and offered it. Does this Sir have any specific news? Beef. It seems your life in prison is not bad. Beef ... It seems your life in prison is quite comfortable. Hey, it is somewhat related. My family sent it in from outside. I think young Master Fusu is quite good. He is a Confucian scholar, and he is an upright man. If he were to ascend the throne, Great Qin would surely flourish. For what reason were you imprisoned? The books hidden in my home were discovered by Li Si's men. After that, I truly could not bear it. I denounced His Majesty the First Emperor and was sentenced to prison. I am to be beheaded in the marketplace tomorrow. The laws of this era are truly cruel. Meng Yi, from the next cell, saw this. He went out and said something to the jailers. Not long after, two jailers came over. They placed a pot of wine and a roasted chicken at the cell door. Here, have your last meal, to send you on your way. This Meng Yi is quite thoughtful. Zhao Ren saw the wine and meat, knowing it was a farewell meal before execution. He felt much more at ease. Come. We We regret not meeting earlier. Today, let us to share this cup. Good brother, bottoms up. Brother, you hold your liquor well. Brother, what do you think of young Master Fusu? In my opinion, Ying Zheng's sons are all useless. Not one possesses the talent to govern the nation. To have someone say, right in front of him, that his own sons are all trash. Ying Zheng's face turned ugly. Oh, my ancestor. You should be more careful with your words. The one before you is the first emperor. You cannot curse him like this to his face. Why do you say so? The princes receive a fair education, all taught by renowned masters and great confusion. How could it be bad? Brother, for common folk, having a good teacher is enough. But do you know what it takes to become an emperor? HMPH. No one understands better than I how to be an emperor. You can study. Others can study too. Scholars from the 100 schools of thought each have their strengths. Why can't they become emperor? If princes learn from these people, can they become emperor? Far from it. Ying Zheng couldn't help but be shocked. What's laughable is, he actually hoped these people could train a qualified emperor for him. You see, the reason his Qin state could unify the 6 states, even after 6 generations of effort, was that in those war-torn years, even a 3-year-old child knew to protect their own country. After growing up, they would either go to battle and slay enemies, or enter the court as officials to realize their ambitions. Indeed, that is so, but Ying Zheng's princes, except for Fusu, who has some superficial ideals, the other princes are all much the same. Why is this so? Born in adversity, die in comfort. I understand it all. His Majesty the First Emperor, Ying Zheng, swallowed the 6 states and unified the world. He almost reached the pinnacle of what this era could achieve. Yet, what about Ying Zheng's children? What more can they do? The first emperor is too powerful. One dragon has exhausted the chair and fortune of millennia. He has also fridged the future for later generations. Is there truly not a single prince who can shoulder such a great responsibility? Yes, there is. As long as it's not Hu Hai. Anyone who ascends the throne will be fine, as long as they don't blindly cause trouble, no matter how chaotic things get below. Great Qin's army, which could destroy the 6 states. Suppressing a few rebel armies would be effortless. Rebel armies? Someone will rebel. Absolutely, that is 100% certain. You see, today's Great Qin has heavy corvée labor and heavy agricultural taxes. The common people often don't have enough to eat and still have to perform labor. Where do they have time to engage in agricultural production? And the old officials, who could continuously gain merits during previous wars, seeking benefits for their families. Now that there are no more wars, the things promised to them are gone. Naturally, they are discontent. As long as Ying Zheng is still alive, no matter how much discontent they have, they must suppress and endure it. But if any other prince ascends the throne, it won't work. They will certainly rebel. Ying Zheng was greatly alarmed and shocked in his heart. He had also discovered these problems long ago, but temporarily had no solution. He was also certain that no one would dare to rebel. Sir, do you have a solution? To solve Great Qin's problems is like treating a critically ill patient. One must meticulously unravel them, solving them little by little. Solving them one by one, it's too difficult to explain it all at once. Then, sir, please enlighten me. Hey, brother, what are you doing? We're just having some wine and chatting. You're not actually taking me for a savior, are you? I was too excited. However, I still wish to know how to resolve the issue of the old official. Simple. Isn't Ying Zheng fighting by you again? Isn't he building the Great Wall? If you ask me, there's no need to build any Great Wall. Just lead the army and attack directly. Distribute the conquered land directly. Kill many birds with one stone. Great Qin's army is unmatched in attacking cities. But when facing nomadic tribes with no fixed abode, how can we attack them? We would be slowly exhausted to death. That then involves another problem. Therefore, Great Qin's problems are interconnected, not something that can be solved by a single policy. It requires a gradual approach, meticulously unraveling each issue. That's right, don't think too much. After 18 years, you'll be a fine man again. Also, if I can get out, I will come save you. Sir, the Yellow River in Beyonju has breached its dikes, and many areas are flooded. The common people are displaced. In previous years, the Imperial Court's disaster relief and rescue efforts were swift, yet the common people remain displaced. May I ask, sir, do you have a solution? How were disaster relief efforts handled in the past? If it was a locust plague, kill the insects and distribute grain. After the locust plague passed, replant grain. If floods were caused by rain, dredge rivers. Distribute grain if the river breached its dikes. Rebuild the dikes. Distribute grain if it was a drought. Dig wells and divert rivers. Distribute grain. The reason a calamity is called a calamity is because people suffer. Only then is it called a calamity. For example, a volcanic eruption. If not a single person dies, it cannot be considered a calamity. For example, a mudslide. If it occurs deep in the mountains and no one is injured, it is not considered a calamity either. The root of calamity is actually people. The purpose of disaster relief is simply to solve the problems of the disaster victims. And then, the first is what you mentioned, distributing disaster relief grain. Establish relief centers in the name of the government to distribute porridge to the common people. One can also provide loans for disaster relief to help the common people better get through the disaster. Grain can be lent to them. Once they harvest their grain next year, they can return it to the government. It can actually be done this way. The second is work relief. The common people have no money or grain in their homes, but the government, powerful families, and nobles do. So, let them take this opportunity to build houses, estates, pavilions, towers, construct roads, and so on. This way, the disaster victims have work and wages. The powerful families and nobles also get the constructions they desire. Two birds with one stone. A genius, to think of such a thing. The third is to exempt taxes in the affected areas, alleviating the pressure on the disaster victims. It would also be best to cancel corvée labor. This way, they will have time to combat the disaster. The fourth is for the government to stabilize grain prices. Do not allow profit-seeking merchants to madly inflate grain prices, causing unrest. Speak slower, you scoundrel. I can't write it all down. The fifth is relocation. Timely transfer the common people to areas with abundant grain. To solve this problem, the sixth is to mobilize civilian forces. Let the powerful families and nobles donate money and goods. Utilize cooperation among various departments to provide disaster relief. The specific implementation still requires careful consideration and perfecting the various forms and strategies involved. Hey, are you satisfied with these solutions? Ying Zheng was already stunned. For just one disaster relief strategy, Zia Ren could actually list 6 or 7 points, and each point is extremely useful. Truly a great talent, truly a divine talent. Sir's teachings have truly made this emperor feel enlightened, and my mind has been opened. If Sir were to enter the court as an official, it would be a blessing for great Qin's common people. Hey, you are quite a good man. You are almost dead, yet you still care so much for the common people. Though you are a Confucian scholar, you are one who serves both ruler and people. What a pity that the path of Confucianism has gone somewhat astray now. It is understandable that His Majesty the First Emperor dislikes Confucianism. After all, Confucianism has always advocated the rights of Zhou, wanting to restore the feudal system. Actually, what Chen Yue said was not wrong. Sir, do you also think the feudal system is correct? No, I think the feudal system is for those with holes in their brains to implement. But what Chen Yue said was not wrong. Isn't this a contradiction? How did Chen Yue originally phrase it? I don't remember too clearly. He probably said that the rule of the Ying Zheng and Zhou Dynasty both lasted for 1,000 years. They have kinsmen and meritorious officials as their arms. But now, although the emperor has unified the world, his kinsmen are still common people. If there were to be any usurpation of power, or calamity of seizing the throne within the court, and no strong assisting officials to rely upon, who would come to save him? What he said is not wrong. If Ying Zheng were to pass away, and someone else became emperor, if officials with high positions and great power wished to usurp the throne, making the emperor their puppet, who would rescue the emperor? If there were no strong assisting officials in the court, who would rescue him? Who will come to our rescue? Ying Zheng fell silent. If according to the servant's speculation, Zhao Gao and Li Si altered the imperial decree, and Tu Hai had not yet been fully manipulated by Zhao Gao, pointing to a deer as a horse to hollow out the imperial court, then who would save him? Perhaps only the feudal lords. would possess such strength and capability. Just now, sir, you said the path of Confucianism was mistaken. May I ask, sir, what profound insights you possess? No profound insights. It's just that I see the path has gone astray. They don't even consider that during the Warring States period, various states suffered from warfare. During Confucius's travels through the states, were there no bandits or robbers? What did they rely on? Did they merely rely on their glib tongues? The Confucian gentlemen of old could pacify the world with their pens and stabilize the cosmos on horseback. That was the true Confucianism. Now, they merely flap their lips. Nothing but living mouthpieces. What use are they? Confucius spread Confucianism far and wide. Later generations should bravely challenge their predecessors or continue with the spirit of innovation to carry on Confucianism. Instead of resting on the laurels of Confucius and living off his past achievements, they've made the path narrower and narrower, harming others and themselves, bringing disaster to the nation and its people. Hey, ha ha ha. Well said. Indeed, well said. Sir, do you have a method for change? Damn it, he's finally finished writing. Hey, he's gone, on his way. That quickly. Haha, no need to worry. As the sir said, he'll be a fine man again in 18 years. You are my first friend, and the first friend to invite me to drink wine and eat meat. May you have a good journey. In this world, I will still remember you. Your Majesty, your servant has recorded everything. What do you think of this, sir? A man of great talent should be given important responsibilities. Your servant is willing to yield the position of Grand Minister to this sir. If only this sir is willing to enter the court as an official. I fear this sir's ambitions do not lie here. Young Master Fusu, this is the imperial prison. You cannot enter without formal presence. Who dares to stop him? Holy hell, how did Fusu escape? Quick, hide, don't let him see this emperor. Sir, news has come from the palace. My imperial father is gravely ill. I must go to the palace to see him. So that's why. At least Fusu is still very filial. I wonder how sir knew. Sir, where did you get this roasted chicken and wine? This is the setup for a final meal before execution. Someone came in and was dragged away for a waist-chopping execution. Quick, go stop them and save that man. That man cares deeply for the world. He can be of use to you. Fusu, hearing this, didn't even ask for the reason and rushed out. Holy hell, quick, arrange another route. A moment later, Meng Yi ran back. Your Majesty, it's arranged. Sir, the man is already gone. Though I do not know your name, yet we conversed for a moment. I could sense your sincere heart, and we conversed happily. You and I are also friends. Brother, may you have a good journey. I will continue to show you the prosperity of the mortal world, and lead you to save the world. Hey, ha ha! He treated me so, yet I deceived him. Sir, I wish to enter the palace to see my imperial father. What would you do there? Can you treat illnesses? Or are you going to force him to abdicate, to make Ying Zheng pass the position of crown prince to you? I don't mean that. Today, in the imperial court, Zhugong just advised Ying Zheng to issue an imperial decree to appoint the crown prince, and you're rushing over to show your filial piety. What would everyone think? What would Ying Zheng think? At this very moment, what you should do is avoid suspicion. Imperial father appointed the crown prince. Who gave you the news that Ying Zheng was ill? It was the servant from my residence. After you return, investigate thoroughly. What is this person's true background? He is harming you. How could that be? He only told you Ying Zheng was ill, but didn't tell you that in the imperial court. Ying Zheng was forced by Zhugong to appoint the crown prince. Ying Zheng was furious. His purpose is to make you defy Ying Zheng's orders at this moment, rush into the palace to find Ying Zheng, and incur Ying Zheng's displeasure, making you completely lose any chance of being established. Fusu's expression suddenly changed. Thinking carefully, it was indeed so. Sir, I still decide to make a trip to the palace. I merely wish to inform you. My imperial father has been a monarch his entire life. As a son, I cannot ignore him. Are you trying to? Let the great Qin's hard-earned legacy be handed over to others. King Wu of Qin died lifting a cauldron. He forcefully shattered the destiny of the great Zhou nation with his own actions. The Zhou dynasty inherited the legacy of the Ying Zheng. Only then did it have 800 years of national destiny. Only Great Qin did not inherit the national destiny of any other state. It was the Qin state's successive ancestors who accumulated this legacy bit by bit. If you go to the palace today, it will not only affect yourself, but also the national destiny of the entire Great Qin. How will you choose? Sir, I understand. It's good that you understand. But should an emperor not have emotions? A monarch should be solitary, but no one enjoys solitude. Should a monarch not have emotions? A monarch is also a human. Stop. Hey, you go find Qin Shi Huang. Really? You want to go see Ying Zheng? But not in the capacity of visiting your imperial father, but to offer candid advice. Offering candid advice like this. Imperial father probably won't see me. He will definitely see you. Why? Because I want you to go to Ying Zheng and offer candid advice to stop him from continuing the book burning. Why? This emperor has already made it clear about this matter. No one can stop it. Why would he still try to persuade me? I want you to go to Ying Zheng and offer candid advice to stop him from continuing the book burning. Sir, you probably don't know why I was imprisoned in the imperial prison, do you? Just be as resolute as before. Show your scholarly spirit. Be resolute and stop the first emperor from burning books. Sir also thinks the act of burning books is inappropriate. Book burning cannot solve problems. Instead, it will intensify conflicts. When you find a problem, you must solve it. Blocking is worse than guiding. I also think so. Destroying history and destroying books is a great sin. This is to become a sinner for all eternity. You shut up. The first emperor burned Confucian texts and poetry, as well as other miscellaneous writings. Among the common folk, only books on medicine, divination, and agriculture are permitted to circulate. Although he burned them, he never intended to sever the people's foundation. Furthermore, there are backups in Xianyan Palace. What did you think it was? Ha ha ha. Fusu truly stirs up the world. Then what should I say after I go? Speak of a method to resolve the issue of book burning. A method to resolve the ideological chaos of the 100 schools of thought in Great Qin, and a way to keep them under control. Fusu couldn't help but widen his eyes. Ying Zheng next door also held his breath, listening intently. The method to solve this problem is actually very simple. It is to send all books to an official department for review. Those that meet the conditions for dissemination are allowed to spread. If I say your ideas are acceptable, then you may speak. If I say they're not, you cannot even disseminate a single word. This way, it not only provides them a channel for ideological expression, but also controls some ideas that oppose Great Qin. Oh, good. So that's how it is. Ha ha ha, exactly. This is the method. Good. Sir is a great talent. But wouldn't this restrict the development of culture? Like being shackled. Then dancing with shackles. Versus not being allowed to dance at all. Which would you choose? Then I'll still choose to dance with shackles. It's better than nothing. Go this time and perform well. If you succeed, I can have you oversee the military in Shang Commandery. When we return victorious, I will give you a great gift. What great gift? Something that can make the world's literary path flourish. Allow you to control the world's literary path and control the thoughts of all people. When you send your people to release that servant, have your people cooperate, but do not reveal your identity, and do not get involved. Your servant understands. What do you think of what Cersei spoke of? That thing which can control the world's literary path. What exactly is it? Your servant also does not know. This emperor is growing more and more curious. What other surprises will this sir bring to me? What kind of surprise? Imperial father, this act of burning books will be condemned for 1,000 autumns. Imperial father, you must not remain stubbornly misguided. Please cancel the act of burning books. Let Fusu enter. Imperial father, your servant requests Imperial father to end the act of burning books. Books are the source of human cultural heritage. If many are burned, the crystallization of our human civilization will be destroyed. History will regress. Human civilization will also regress. Please, Imperial father, end the act of burning books. This emperor had warned you, release you. Not for you to come to this emperor and continue to say such things. Have you not understood even after being in prison? Imperial father, your servant has reflected. It is precisely because I reflected that I would not hesitate to risk being imprisoned by you again, to come and stop you from making a grave mistake. Impudent, are you saying this emperor made a mistake? Does this emperor also need to apologize to you and apologize to the people of the world? Your Majesty, young Master Fusu does not mean that. I believe the young master must have come to a realization. That is why he came to seek an audience with His Majesty. Fusu, this emperor grants you one final opportunity. Explain yourself thoroughly. Otherwise, this emperor shall once again cast you into the heavenly prison, and you shall never emerge again. Imperial father, the 100 schools of thought, where 100 schools contended, gave rise to countless profound worldly philosophies. These are all cultural treasures. We cannot completely obliterate them or sever them entirely. Instead, these philosophies should be brought under the control of Great Qin. Is the interest of Great Qin paramount? Or is Confucian philosophy paramount? Or are the common people of greater importance? You tell this emperor? Fusu fell silent. In his heart, the common people should be of greater importance. Yet Confucian philosophy is also exceedingly vital. However, as the crown prince, Great Qin is even more paramount. Alas, he still has not grasped the essence. Continue. Your son believes we can establish a ministry specifically tasked with overseeing the dissemination of literature and thought throughout the realm. All books must be submitted for our review and examination to determine their suitability for dissemination, only with Great Qin's approval. May they then propagate their doctrines. Thus, all books and philosophies in the realm shall be held within Great Qin's grasp, and there will be no need for the burning of books. Is that all you have to say? This is your son's humble counsel. Alas, ultimately, he is but a scholar. He is yet to fully grasp the fundamental essence. Mr. Zia's true objective is, in fact, to gather all scholars across the realm, to have the leading figures of each school of thought congregate within it, and manage corresponding offices. At that time, the contention of various schools shall still persist. However, they shall all keep one another in check. Mr. Zia's profound talent. Does Imperial Father not acknowledge this perspective? If that is the case, the continued burning of books will inevitably be scorned by future generations. This emperor is already aware. You may withdraw now. Imperial Father, pray do not continue with the burning of books. Young Master Fusu, His Majesty will consider your counsel. You should return for now. Your son takes his leave. May Imperial Father's dragon body remain in good health. This Fusu is indeed rather filial. His remonstrance was but a pretense. His concern for this emperor's health is the true intent. Beloved Minister Meng, release Mr. Zia this very day. Remember, it is to be done in Fuji's name. You know what must be done. Meng Yi understands. Take this emperor's decree and seek out Li Si. Instruct him to compile all books into volumes. No burning is permitted. Yes, furthermore, regarding what Mr. Zia spoke of, this matter shall be your responsibility. However, this policy is not yet complete. Endeavour to seek Mr. Zia's counsel, but by no means let him discover that we are aware of his existence. Meng Yi understands. Lin Jing, assist me with the matter. Young Master Fusu, had it not been for the young master's benevolence, Jing would have long since been left to wander the streets, or even starve to death in that winter. Young Master, merely command, and Jing shall surely brave fire and water, without hesitation. Proceed to the Xianyang City Prefecture, and seek out Liu Chong of the Main Affairs Bureau, and trust him with the release from the heavenly prison of a man named Mr. Zia. Offer this fine jade as recompense. This matter must be kept utterly secret. Under no circumstances are you to mention it to others. Jing shall surely keep silent, and will not mention it to others. A carriage awaits outside the gates. Once Mr. Zia is brought forth, remember to treat him with utmost courtesy. Thereafter, both of you are to come to the Eastern Palace to find me. Hehe, esteemed sir. Fusu shall host a welcoming banquet for you. Many thanks to young Master Lin for your timely rescue. I dare not take credit. It was all at the young master's behest. Esteemed sir, this is venison. Fusu specifically dispatched hunters to procure it. It is exceedingly fresh. Are there any dancing maidens? Is he truly so enamored with beauty? Esteemed sir, pray wait a moment. Fusu shall have someone prepare them at once. Before long, many people entered the hall. The dancing maidens possess graceful figures, elegant postures, clad in dancing robes. Every gesture and movement revealed their delicate beauty. No wonder ancient emperors favored watching dancing maidens perform. These figures, these forms, these slender, comely legs, these shapely curves. Truly exquisite. Esteemed sir, do you find them pleasing? Indeed, I find them most pleasing to the eye. To gaze upon them whilst dining. I could partake of more food. Enough. Brother Lin Jing, what is your opinion on this matter? Young master. You must not be deceived by such a charlatan. Who seeks to deceive the world and steal fame? He merely wishes to leverage the young master's authority. To indulge in wealth and luxury, HMPH. I had believed you genuinely wished to assist the young master, but I did not expect you to be akin to those Confucian scholars, who merely crave pleasure, reciting essays daily, yet contributing not a whit to the state or its people. I implore you to depart swiftly, lest you hinder young master Fusu. It is said that Moha's disciples possess foul tempers. I had not taken it to heart, yet upon witnessing it today, Mohas are indeed all zealous in their hatred of evil. They cannot tolerate a speck of sand in their eyes. What words are these you utter? I do not comprehend. Your status as a Moha's disciple is not low, I presume. You are qualified to contend for the position of Grand Master. Lin Jing's face was etched with disbelief. He believed Fusu must have informed Mr. Zia. Esteemed sir, how did you come to this deduction? Who exactly are you? How do you know my identity? Mr. Zia waved his hand, bidding the dancing maidens to withdraw. The Moha school, within Great Qin, is practically reviled by all. Await outside the gates. None of you are to leave. Mr. Zia pointed to the jade pendant fastened to Lin Jing's waist. Is this yellow jade yours? It is merely ordinary yellow jade. Back then.